All right. And now we should be live. Yep, there we go. All right. Hello, everybody. This is Secular Sekai with Tridents Against Tyrants. And I'm here today with Jana, Pete, and John from over at Project Konstantin. And John, who you also go by Johnny Redbus. Is that correct, John?
Yeah, that's my organization. Yeah.
Yeah. So, welcome, everybody. Today, oh, hold on a sec. Just checking something really fast. All right. Yeah, thank you for coming, everybody. And we are going to discuss Project Tetyana, an initiative of Project Konstantin, some of John's work, and several other topics. So, without further ado, Yana, do you have
Yeah.
some information you can tell everybody about? So, a lot of people who've watched all the different pro-Ukraine channels probably, obviously know about Project Konstantin, but what can you tell us about Project Tetyana?
So Project Tetyana was um, the drone battalion. Well, Pete is part of the 67 Brigade, and they now have a drone unit or a drone battalion that is severely under equipped. And a lot of the guys, we've known them. Like, I feel like I say like we because I blur their faces. So I know them too. They don't know that I know them, but I know them. I know their voices. But a lot of the guys have now switched over to there, but they are severely under equipped, and we want to help them with that. Um, Regarding the name, um, like officially, it is Pete has wanted, and I mean Pete can tell it himself probably. Pete, you want to talk about the name?
Thank you. Thank you. I'll be very kind of you, Jana. I do know the details. Jana knows everything very well, but I can probably add a bit of finesse to it.
While you're here, I'm going to use you for airtime. While you're here.
I know you are. Let this mouth speak. Good evening to the world, dear friends of Ukraine. Thank you for standing with Ukraine, Secular Sekai, and Jana and John's Red Bus. Thank you for coming together. Thank you for putting the show on, Sekai and Jana. I'm beyond tired, but it's that doesn't the work cannot stop. The mission cannot stop. Project Tetyana was born out of 67 brigades, giving birth to a new battalion, an actual drone battalion. Drones are very necessary in Ukraine right now because the West is drip feeding long-range weapons to us. We've had to become inventive. Drones are our new standoff weapons. It's as simple as that. Artillery and rockets and HIMARS and all these things used to do that job for us. As we now have these in very short supply, we've had to become inventive. We now use drones, FPV drones, surveillance drones, and bombardier drones. And this is to keep the soldiers safe. So soldiers keep the civilians safe from the zero line. Drones and standoff weapons, long-distance standoff weapons, keep the soldiers safe. So they stop the Russians, the troopers and the tanks from advancing to our positions and chewing us up like mincemeat, which they often do, which they are currently doing all around Ukraine with great success. So our drone battalion was born, and they need everything from vehicles to power banks and everything in between: drones, power banks, generators, Starlinks. The drone battalion will be 400 people in size. It is currently numbered about 150. They are growing every day, and they have 7 vehicles to their name and 2 Starlinks. And this is the official figures. They initially came to me and they said, "Pete, we need 22 Starlinks." I said, "What for? We've got 22 new drone positions." And I said, "What else do you need?" They said, "Well, right now, with the amount of staff we have, we need 22 of everything." So Project 22 sprung to my mind. Then I thought, hold on, I want to honor the late, great Tetyana. So we called it Project Tetyana.
And the funny thing is that Pete told us before before we went live, he's like, it's Project Tetyana Campaign 2022, but he's so tired all the time, so he messes up the name and calls it Project 22 as well. So
yeah,
it's just
Pete, who's Tetyana? I know it's a silly question.
Yeah, so Tetyana was one of the co-founders of Project Konstantin. She passed away in a car accident an
Is that
hour away.
Angel of Bakhmut you've got on the
Bakhmut.
vehicle?
Yeah, yeah,
Yes. That's
I saw that.
Is a moving memorial to her, donated by
Yeah,
Olga
that's
Butko. Yeah.
that's
Yeah.
very good. Yeah.
And
So
actually,
we wanted to honor her that way. Yeah, Sekai,
Yeah.
sorry, you go.
Very
I,
good.
I was gonna say also I have 2 videos here pulled up to both show people who Tetyana was,
Thank you.
and also one that has a bit of an explainer about Project Tetyana from the
Great.
channel. So let me go ahead and pull those up. One moment.
Thank you. That's sweet.
Cool.
Thank you. The tears are welling up already in me.
Do you want to go get tissues quickly?
No. I need to release after my stressful day, so this will be a good chance for me to chunk a bit.
Yeah, I think that's a good idea. For those of you who don't know, chunk is like Afrikaans for like cry.
Yeah.
Oh,
But
yeah. I don't. Yeah. This is foreign
Yeah,
language.
you probably thought I tried to. Yeah, no.
oh,
Here we
yeah.
go.
Yes, she
There
is.
we go. Sorry. Okay, now I'm going to press play. And let me also. Nah, yeah, it's good. All right.
Dear friends of Project Konstantin, I'm so happy to announce you that this old but really good car, reliable 4x4, it's going to Ukraine soon in Thursday, and I'm driving alone. So hopefully I can get there safely, and wish me best. Love you lots.
Yeah, so that is actually the car that she died in.
What happened, if you don't mind me asking? What happened?
She was driving from. She drove roughly 60, 70 hours from Northamptonshire in England to Donbass, and you know, she was being diligent. She was sleeping and hoteling along the way, staying with family, etc. She left Kiev and she showed me the screenshot. 13 hours and I'll see you. She showed me the screenshot from Google Maps. 1 hour from her destination, the sat-nav took her some wanky route, and the sat-nav took her across. It's like a weir. There's two ponds, and there's this dodgy little muddy road between them. Sat-nav just inexplicably, and it's done it to me on that same road. So you drive cruising along, and a sat-nav will just takes you off. It says go this way, and you think it's. And for me, when it happened to me, I thought, okay, the sat-nav must have depicted that there's a road accident up ahead. It's taking me an ulterior route. Tetyana followed this ulterior route in a big, robust four-wheel drive Range Rover, and the road was muddy, and the road is slanty, and there's a concrete bollard in the road. Somebody dumped rubble there, and Tetyana meticulously started crossing this weir. An old babcha jumped out of her yard, saw her, and tried to flag her down to stop her because it's dangerous. The past two or 3 days before, 2 soldiers died and drowned in that same lake, and several other people have died there doing the same thing. God knows why it's still open. Tetyana went through. She went around the bollard slipped. The car slipped around the bollard onto the slipway, and it slipped into the water. That's where the divers found her. Yeah.
So it wasn't the Ruskies. It wasn't a missile. It wasn't a drone. It was a car accident.
It was a car accident. God. God. I've long since figured it out. Tetyana she was on her way back to the east to bring another rescue vehicle to the army, donating another vehicle, and she was coming back to the forest to help me with Gazivax. And I believe it was God's way of taking an angel from earth and returning her to heaven, and not letting the Russians have a chance to do it. That's what I believe.
Yeah.
And the thing for me that was kind of weird with this, or not weird, but
Unusual.
I mean, I know Pete and Tanya were constantly in danger. I mean, they were like working on the Zero line, evacuating guys and everything, just behind Zero. Okay.
Yeah.
And I knew that. So I was in my mind, I'm like preparing myself, like, yeah, eventually they like, or not eventually, but Yeah,
Two
100%. boss.
soldiers have just turned up to pick up some starlings. Just give me a few minutes.
Got
I'll be
it.
back. Please continue with that.
Okay.
Yep.
And I mean, it was like a thing where like, I'm like, yeah, I mean, I understand if it's like them getting injured or dying because of Russians. What I did not expect was to lose Tanya in such a normal way. You know,
I
like
think
a car accident was such a ordinary way. And at the same time, I'm like, but if Russia didn't invade Ukraine, she would not have been there, you know? So it was the difficult thing of like, for a while, I was like, I don't know who I can be mad at. And then I kind of, because, you know, anger is like your thing that protects you from your pain. And I was like, this is kind of, and then I was like, no, I can still blame the Russians. But yeah.
Well, and I think the crazy thing is, oh, we got background noise. I think it's
Yeah, that's from Pete's side. He's got
Okay.
guys picking up starlings. Yeah.
Hold up, let me mute real fast just so we can. There we go. And I'll unmute as soon as he gets back.
Okay.
Okay, perfect. I think one thing that
John, we can't hear you.
oh yeah, John.
Okay, there we go. Is that
There
better?
we go. Now you're good. Yeah.
Yeah, cool.
So and actually we've got a question now. Okay, when Pete gets back, I've got the other video for Project Tetyana that we can watch.
Yeah. Okay.
While we're waiting, John, I've got questions in the comments asking who is the additional guest today. And I said, your name's John. You're an avid supporter of Project Konstantin, and do you want to tell us a bit about some of the work you've done in support of Ukraine?
Absolutely, yeah. If I can do that without Pete being here, but he knows about me, so it's not an issue.
Yeah, no, go ahead.
So,
go ahead.
Yeah. So, where do you want me to start? Right from the beginning, or how I can help with this project? What do you want me to explain?
Start with you, and then we will move on to how you're helping.
Yeah. So I founded John's Red Bus on the 24th of February 2022. So I was deeply horrified seeing on the news, as many people around the globe, what was happening. It was just horrific. The story behind me being compelled to help is my grandfather. So I'm 3/4 Polish. So growing up as a child, I heard my grandfather's story. He was born in Poland, but near Lviv, so near the border. And when the Second World War, occurred, the Russians invaded. That was one of the first areas to be invaded of Poland. His family was torn apart. His brother and older brother, they went to fight in the Polish army against the Russians. His dad was killed shortly after. His mum was sent to Siberia to a concentration camp and died of starvation. He was rescued by the Red Cross and sent to Africa, to Kenya, near Mount Kilimanjaro. So you can imagine at the age of 9, he was born in 1930, and this was 1939. You imagine at the age of 9, all that stuff happening to you. And when I saw on the news all these refugees crossing into Poland, these kids either on their own or with their mums with just their small backpack or toys in their hands, it was like history was repeating. So that's what compelled me the most. So that's going right back to the very beginning. And then I went out and bought a minibus, which was red. And I thought, how can I help? I wanted to transport refugees. I wanted to take out aid because there were so many people, donating stuff in the UK. And that's how John's Red Bus started. My name's John. I bought a red bus, and it can't get any simpler than that. Sorry,
and you're from the UK, so I'm
from near London. Yeah.
Yeah. So I was like, John's Red Bus. I thought you were just like, it would have been much cooler if you actually bought like one of those double-decker red buses.
Yeah, I didn't think about that aspect of it. I didn't think of that.
You need to step
I haven't
up
got
your
enough money. I'm broke. So I wasn't broke then. I was running a successful car dealership. So, at the start of this, you said, about my car dealership. Well, I don't have that anymore. It was like 60 cars. Yeah, so I had a lot of money back then, and I bought another van, which happened to be red. So yeah, the whole name just really clicked. And we've since then traveled 25 times to Ukraine. So it was like once a month. But recently I've had extreme financial difficulties, so we had a 3-month break. We've transported over 200 tons of humanitarian aid. So we get a lot of aid from like medical organizations here in the UK. So stuff that's like end of life. So it could be, I don't know, a stretcher. It could be like a bed. It could be, and because it's end of life, they have to dispose of it. So we have links to like very useful organizations like that. we transport food and animal food, and on return journeys we bring back refugees and animals. And so it's a very it's not just like we send, I don't know, drones to Ukraine, which is great, but we do many different avenues of helping. Vehicles, that's why I'm here. That's my input to this project Tetyana, is vehicles, because obviously my whole career is being car sales. So I've got access to good auctions, I've got access to cheap, good cars, vehicles, you know, going out to Ukraine. We've supplied the Patrol. I don't know whether you guys know much about it, but the Nissan Patrol I recently sent to Pete and posted about, that's vehicle number 47. So we've almost done 50
Wow.
cars in the last, yeah. But we've had big breaks. I mean, the last 3 months we haven't done any. So it's kind of in that kind of short time of say a year and a half, we were just hardcore, like for a year, just 5-8 vehicle convoys going out, ambulances, obviously pickups. They're the number one. Ambulances cost more and they're harder to get hold of. Minibuses, all sorts.
Yeah. And I mean, before the full-scale invasion, what was your job? You said car dealership or
Car dealership, yeah. So I started
So
off
you're
as a
like
car
super,
salesman.
yeah.
Yeah, so
So
the
you're
car
like right
industry,
in the
that's my
spot,
career.
yeah.
So I was a car salesman, obviously working at the dealerships. That was my. But then in 2016, I started my own dealership. So 2022? So I was 6 years into running my own car dealership. So I had a team of like, what was it? I think 8 employees. So I was able to, unlike a lot of people who were just in a normal office job, they could go out to Ukraine maybe once, twice for a short time, but there's only so much your boss will allow you, you know? It can be quite limiting. But because I had my own business, it was like a case of, I left the business in charge of the senior employee. And that was one of the main reasons for the downfall as well. So but everything happens for a reason. I don't have any regrets. So the help we've done for Ukraine is far outweighed any commercial or materialistic success. So
We actually have a question from Papa Dutch in the chat. He wants to know if the Polish farmers have been giving you guys problems at the border.
No. When I think of the Polish farmers, I think of like, I don't know whether you guys have seen it in South Africa, but Free Palestine marches. Do you guys get that in South Africa?
Yeah.
So it's a whole group of people who believe in a certain way, but you've always got that small percentage who are a bit messed up in the head. And that's the Polish farmers. They're just angry because Ukraine grain is just hitting their market hard. So they've got their little trade unions and they're just making a disgrace really of Poland. So that's my opinion of them. So
yeah,
but
So,
to answer your question,
they
haven't affected
like
because
bothered you
because
also.
they don't do like, I don't know, a surprise block of a border and you suddenly turn up, oh, this wasn't announced. They have to announce these blockades and we just get informed of, don't go to this border control, a border crossing, don't go to that. And it's easy to get around. There's so many border crossings. So
Awesome.
but they're idiots. They're idiots. It's but I try not to think about them too much.
Yeah. Oh, sorry. I just want to address chat. The way I've set up DonorBox, if I'm correct, and I did set it up the right way, it should show you when you donate, it should give you the amount from your currency. It should be that, I think, but let me know if there's problems, guys.
It should be in local currency, shouldn't it?
Yeah, it's set to auto adjust based on where the person is. Yeah.
I have been sharing that link, by the way. I have been sharing that link. And if anyone donates, I said just put JRB in the comments, so then you can know that it's come from somebody from me. So
awesome. Thank you. Boss, you're back. Oh, Aseka, you can unmute Pete. He is back.
Oh, yes, thank you. Also, people were saying my volume was a little low, so chat, let me know if it sounds better now.
I can hear it fine. It's all good for me.
Yeah. Okay, perfect. So, thanks for sharing, John. And no, I definitely I feel you when it comes to for me in recent years it's been real feast or famine. Like, I've got money now. I'm going to donate a few hundred, a few thousand to, help out with the war effort, help Ukrainians. And then there are other times when I'm completely broke. Like recently for the last few months, And then it's like, all right, I'm going to fundraise. I'm going to talk to people and let them know how important this is, because there's a need. I try to do both when I'm able to. Yeah.
Thank you,
All right.
Seka. It's great that you are telling this people about the need. Somebody, I'm going to digress ever so slightly for 30 seconds. Somebody mentioned to me last about war tourism, and I immediately balked, and I said, no, that's a bad idea. But then I read into it. The fundamental idea behind it is to educate the world. And now all of a sudden I found myself 10 seconds later going, it's not a bad idea. Let's get people out here. Let them come into these bombed cities, bombed war zones, these decimated places. Let them see how they grind this place to an absolute ash. Nothing. When Russians get kicked out of Izium, when they get kicked out of villages just the side of Izium, they meticulously rounded up the civilians. They herded them into a pen, and they slaughtered them in their hundreds. And every single house in all these villages are blasted to hell. And Sekai, I'm trying to my point. Thank you for educating the world. Thank you for making these streams. The world needs to know what's going on here. This is not. The world needs to know what's going on here. That's it. I'm trying to say
absolutely,
thank you to
absolutely.
Yeah. I 100% agree. And
yeah, I've been to Izium and all that, and it's tragic. These small settlements, these small towns, and it's just littered with bullet holes, as Pete was saying, and it's genocide. It's genocide. So the more Westerners who want to travel to Ukraine, do it. Don't be stupid and go right to the front lines, but visit these places that have suffered these horrors, and then they can share the photos, share the social media footage. The world needs to see.
It's hard to grasp what goes on out here unless you've actually come here. On seeing it on pictures, on TV, and on the internet is nothing. Seeing it for real and seeing a crater the size of a swimming pool in somebody's house, it's because belief. It has to be seen to be believed. I went to Konstantinivka to go visit one of my brigade's friends, 28th Brigade. You know them, Jana. I used to be with them before we joined National Guard with Tetyana in the forest.
That was before I joined PK, actually, so I just know that you were part of them.
And I get there, and Van Gogh has got his helmet on. He's in his little village and he's got his helmet on, and I said, why's your helmet on? He said, the boss told us to. I said, why are you packing up? He says, we're evacuating. He says, the Russians attacked us last night with what was that rocket called, Martin? Huracan something. Yeah, 2 rockets and craters the size of swimming pools just outside these soldiers' houses. It's and there's anyway. The point is, there's a photo of me standing in one. I'll share it later. Martin, can you share those photos with me quickly? The swimming pool, the craters, please. I'll send it to you now, Jana, shortly.
Okay.
Maybe
awesome.
Maybe you can share.
Then I'll post it on the PK Discord server, which is another reason why you guys should join our server, because we also have one.
Okay.
So do you run PK social media at all, Jana, or anything like that? Are you involved in that?
That's me.
You are?
Yeah, that's me.
So we might have chatted, me thinking it's Pete or something.
Instagram is Helena.
Okay.
I am Twitter and Facebook.
I don't have Twitter.
So and then also fundraising. A lot of fundraising and then liaising with international like partners and so on, and procurement, so on.
Cool.
So I'm the one who posts, and then Helena and I are like, wait, did we reply to people enough? Because that always
so where's Helena based? I'm a total newbie to the whole scene with you guys. So where's Helena? Is she in Ukraine?
She's based in Odessa.
Oh, one of my favorite cities. I love Odessa.
Yeah. So and I've got the air alerts turned on for Odessa, and then I'm talking to her, and I'm like, why are you busy translating this video for me? You should be in the shelter. And she's like, no, this one's not that bad. I'm fine.
Yeah, people just get on with normal life. It's crazy.
Yeah.
Well, I get the notifications, and everyone's just still on the streets. They're just like nothing,
Exactly.
So that's the resilience.
12-year-old daughter, Ksenia, I said to, she said, "Oh, there's another drone flying outside." I said, "You're walking so casually in the street." She said, "Yeah, you should see me. I'm casual. You should see my daughter." She says, "My daughter's already developed a sixth sense for these things. She knows exactly when to duck and how to avoid." And it's completely.
Wow.
She's 12 years old, man, and this child's growing up knowing, and it's ingrained in her to how to react to rocket and drone and missile attacks. It's no child should ever have to be
No.
Put in that position.
Subjected to.
Yeah. It's
Yeah.
and how.
But see, the Western world needs to know this. That's why I'm keen to do these speeches in public. And I did a podcast the other day with a friend of mine. She's just starting up, so it's not a big podcast. But one thing she did say to me that really stuck in my mind is, "Thank you for being here and being a voice for Ukraine, a
Yes.
voice for Ukraine." And
Yes.
that short phrase, it just stuck with me, and I'm going to repeat that. And I'm doing a speech tomorrow at Ivana Kupala. It's like a traditional day tomorrow. Like it's a bit like Vyshavanka. So they've got like a whole festival. They're going to dress up in all the, and I'm doing a speech there, and I'm going to repeat those words as well, because it's not just the media who's the voice of Ukraine. It's Ukrainians around the world. It's Westerners who have been to Ukraine. It's everyone should be a voice of Ukraine. You know.
Miriam, if you are here right now, I'm sorry, Miriam, I just saw a post flash up. Miriam, if you're in this viewing list right now, Miriam, thank you for your donation. John, you're a brilliant speaker. I urge you to, you've got a gift, mate. When I came to Ukraine, and the same as you, Sekai, and the same as you, Jana, God blessed us. God blessed me with an English tongue. God blessed me with the ability to speak. And my father was a fantastic orator. How do you pronounce that word? Fantastic speaker.
I don't know. I don't have a clue.
I learned the gift from him, and God blessed us with the ability to speak on behalf of Ukraine. And it is our duty to stand up and shout as loud as we can. And I've said this before: if you are silent in the face of oppression, you have chosen the side of the aggressor. We, all of us, everybody watching this channel tonight, we are in the face of oppression. If you are silent in the face of oppression, means if you have, and I've dissected this phrase, exactly the meaning of it. If you're silent in the face of oppression, it means if you are faced with it and you have the opportunity to say something or do something about it, yet you maintain your silence. I mean, there are people might be in India right now, suffering from famine. And they know about Ukraine war, but they've got no money to log onto the internet. They can't do anything about it. But we're in the face of it. We have the ability.
Yeah.
And we're doing something about it. So salute to you all, because you're all doing something about it. And
absolutely.
We've got the voice, we've got the thing, and we must not stop shouting. We must get louder and louder and louder. We need to burn tires outside Big Ben if we have to.
Absolutely.
Okay,
absolutely.
that is
Very well
Pete
said.
showing his South African side, burning tires.
I'm going to get some tires. I'm going to get some tires.
Okay.
Go, John.
I'm going to take them tomorrow to this festival, and I'm going to start burning tires.
It's like,
Oh.
I'll be surrounded by burning tires doing my speech. Yeah.
We get Sekai climbing Big Ben in his mask and going.
Please
Oh, that's hilarious.
make sure they're please make sure they're Firestone, both because of the quality and their business practices.
Okay.
Just for the
I'll make sure
meme,
they're
just for the
Firestone. I'll make sure they're Firestone.
All right,
That's
and
hilarious.
yeah, so yeah, and what Pete was saying about how we can't stay silent and we got to get the message out. Yeah, I definitely agree with that. And in English is especially important because it is an international language and a language of business, but also Spanish, French, Afrikaans, especially in languages that maybe people don't think about immediately, where we've got a little bit of feedback.
Yeah, I have
Where the
no
other
idea where that feedback is coming from, but it sounds really odd.
yeah,
That's like a pig.
right.
I've got my dog here, but it's not him.
But yeah, and especially in languages people maybe don't consider as much because if there isn't a presence there, then the other side, the Russians, will get their propaganda in for those people.
And that's what we've got going on in South Africa. And Sekai, you know it with you and I both have friends in South America. That's what's going on there. because there just wasn't like
The
a
media.
Ukrainian. Yeah, there just wasn't a Ukrainian narrative.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
now they've
Yeah.
kind of pushed it, and they've opened, I think, like 5 new embassies, 5 new Ukrainian embassies in Africa, which is
Yeah.
great. But it's fighting 30 years worth of Russian propaganda.
Yeah.
You know, so it's a very difficult situation, and that's why you know, it's also interesting. The other thing, it's like interesting and sad, but for the people who are on Twitter, for example, will know this, that Ukrainians kind of get, it's not that they get, like, the algorithm doesn't favor them, let's just put it that way.
Right.
But the moment someone who's not from Ukraine tweets about Ukraine, it gets pushed. But when Ukrainians tweet about it and post about it and talk about it, it kind of gets silenced. And Ukrainians themselves say that what happened to them is the moment they try and talk about something, even in an academic field where they want to research and talk about what's going on, they kind of get told, but why would you want to do this? Russians have already done this and have already published all this information about your country and your history. There's no point for you to talk about this. And that is not exclusive to Ukraine. It's also the case for Poland and for Estonia, Latvia, and all your other countries. Because they're just like, no, but Russia already wrote about this. You guys don't have to do this. And it's just kind of, once again, that thing of like, you know, really being that voice for Ukraine and for Ukrainians.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. And right quick, Pete, before we keep going, I think there's a little audio feedback coming from your end, brother. Yeah.
Can you move that gas bottle away, please, Martin? Sorry. Yeah, sorry. Okay, 1 second, guys. Okay, or just turn it down even. Yeah. Can you try now? Can you try now?
Let me turn it down a little.
Is that okay now? We had the gas bottle burning in the background, the kettle. Sorry.
I think that's better. Yeah, I'm not hearing it as much.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
You might be a little bit quieter, but if chat tells me it's too quiet, then we'll adjust it.
Pete can just move closer. Yeah.
I can hear fine.
Yeah.
So going back to Project Tetyana, I have another video here that I thought would be good to show everyone. And then the donor box link for donations, so people have an idea of what the money is going toward, a bit of a rundown of just the scope, you know, how big this project is, this donation initiative. So let me go ahead and pull that up right quick. All right, and I'm gonna go ahead and start this video right quick.
Thank you, Sika.
Dobry den, everybody. This is Pete from Project Konstantin. I am a medic in the Armed Forces of Ukraine. I am also with 67 Brigade. I am a soldier and a medic. Here behind me today are the new defense of Ukraine. These guys are the tip of the spear. These guys and girls are the tip of the spear. What I mean by that is we have a new drone battalion. The West has been drip feeding us ammunition for so long that we've had to invent new ways of defending Ukraine. That solution comes in the name of drones, in the shape of drones. This new battalion currently numbers 140 people. It is going up to 400 people very soon in the next couple of weeks. At the moment, they've got 2 Starlinks and 7 vehicles for a new battalion. Project Konstantin is here today on their behalf to appeal for your help in a big fundraiser. Project Konstantin has launched it. It's called Project Tetyana, aka Project 22, because we have 22 positions that we need to equip. We need 22 drones, 22 Starlinks, 22 vehicles, 22 EcoFlows, 22 drone jammers, and everybody's here today with me because we need to appeal for your help. Ukraine is being crushed by genocide. It needs to stop. Help us to destroy enemy tanks like this with our drone pilots here. We need your help. It's a big fundraiser. Please donate $2, $22, $222, or $2,222. Everything that we raise is going to be published on our website. Everything that we spend is going to be documented with receipts published on our website. It is a big push, but we have to do it because we are on the front lines defending against Russian genocide. Help us in our push for freedom, help us to keep ourselves alive, help us to keep Ukraine sovereign, and help us to defeat these evil Russian scum. I've got a friend next to me. We've been together for over a year and a half. Him and Tetyana and myself were working together in the forests of Crimea. His name is Shum and he wants to say a few words in Ukrainian.
Допоможіть нам захистити вас та наші родини від ворожої навали. Help us to protect you and us from Russian pederasm. Слава Україні!
Героям слава!
Heroim Slava.
Heroim Slava.
Heroim Slava.
Beautiful, Sekai. Well done, brother. Thank you.
Yeah.
Also,
absolutely.
I see Sekai in your chat. They're asking about John's social media. He's on Instagram as John's Red Bus.
Oh,
Ah,
yes.
see the chat now. I didn't have this up before.
Yeah. That
Ah.
is- and
I've
you
only
know-
just seen it. Ah, Polish rednecks. Yeah, they are. Yep.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep. Might be.
I've only
transplant-
just seen this. Ah, this has got. Sorry about this. I'm the total new. There we go. Yeah,
Good.
yeah. Ah, now I can see it pop
Technology
up.
is a
Cool.
fascinating thing.
Yeah, I'm not too good at it.
Actually, I always tell people this. If you notice on the screen restream, a lot of people aren't aware of this. The reason I use this, in addition to the other software I use, go back and forth, is because what we're on right now is made in Ukraine. This is Ukrainian software with headquarters in Kiev.
Restream, yeah.
Yeah.
Very
Nice, nice.
And so, I see Viper. Hey, welcome, brother.
Yeah.
All right. So next thing I want to go to really fast is share this tab. This is up. Let me make sure. And then I'll go out of full screen because I think I have the whole thing taken up right now. This is the link for Project Tetyana, everybody. The donor box link, and that is pinned in my video and should be in the video
Oh,
description.
yeah. I should also probably pin it. My
Oh.
bad. I'm
Yep,
new
yep.
to this, in case you guys couldn't tell.
Yes, he's not just me. He's
Yep. That's why you got to have both open, YouTube Studio and Restream. I'm always going back and forth.
So no, I have YouTube open. I just didn't click that I have to pin it.
Right. And so that'll be pinned and in the description for both video streams, everybody. So please, whether it's $2, 22, 222, more, whatever it might be.
I do want to say the minimum donation for donor box is $3. It's $3
Oh,
of whatever currency. So
okay. We're just gonna
we're gonna start at 3 and then
3.
22 and then 222.
I can't
You can
see
also
you guys
go-
anymore.
go-
I can only see myself and
Yeah, Sekai
I
pressed
can
the
only
button.
see the donation page.
Oh
Yeah,
yeah. Let me,
Sekai pressed the button, guys.
yeah. I was just showing this on full screen. Let me
Ah,
go ahead and
Sorry.
there we go. Now,
Sekai, can I say
Ah, there we go.
something to you?
uh-huh.
Sekai, oh, now I can see you guys again. Sekai, I am so chuffed that you are taking the time to bring this to the world's attention. I'll tell you guys a story. I lay in bed yesterday evening. I called Galina to tell her this morning. I lay in bed last night for an hour on my bed, and this is no joke. God is my witness. I lay in bed sobbing for an hour last night, guys. Do you know why? Jana, I would never tell. I feel it's important to tell you because now I can see how beautiful God is working. Lay in bed for an hour last night sobbing because I had no idea how on earth we're going to raise this gargantuan sum of money to get these hundreds of tons of equipment to Ukraine. And yeah, right now is the miracle unfolding before my very eyes, and it's you and Jana on this co-stream pushing with John's Red Bus, our man in the West, my right hand man, who's going to help us get all these vehicles, and he's already done it. We've got already number 1 of 22 is purchased.
Exactly, Pete.
It's in the box. John, I love
Yeah.
you. But Sekai, thank you for pushing this because last night I was fretting beyond my wits. My commander, I love him. I live in the same house with him. I've spoken to him for about 45 seconds in the last week in total, because we like starships in the night. Not ships. Ships go slowly. We fly by each other. Nobody's got any time out here. Everybody's pushed to the max. It's all hands on deck. Peter, can we borrow another vehicle? Today, Project Konstantin is lending out the second of our vehicles to this poor battalion. Gave them the Pathfinder the other day. We are maxed to the hilt, guys, and we are also stressed, and everybody's miserable and glum and in low morale. I cannot tell you how grateful we are to you all, Sekai, Jana, and John's Red Bus, and the community at large for what you guys are doing. And just to put it into perspective for you, when we're on the front lines, I'm a medic, yeah. I've been in gunfights like I can't believe for the past couple of weeks. I'm talking about full-on contact, automatic, and you get tired of pulling the trigger. You switch that thing to automatic, and you hold it above your head and hope that the enemy goes away when the magazine's empty. It's serious. I've got GoPro footage to back up what I'm telling you. I need to figure out how to get it from the GoPro to you. But it's that bad when we don't have drones to keep the enemy at bay. What this project is doing is literally keeping us, me and my battalion and my brigade, it's giving us longevity. You're helping us to keep alive so that we can hopefully put on our guns one day and help to rebuild Ukraine. It's that simple, guys. Drones keep me and my platoon alive. Love you. And it's not just the drones, it's the whole infrastructure. It's all this list that Sekai is publishing here. Vehicles, Blue Yetis, generators, Starlinks, Galaxy tablets, because all of it goes together. God bless you all.
God bless you, Pete.
Thank you. Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you,
Absolutely,
Sekai.
Pete.
Thank you,
Thank you for being here, and thank you for doing all that you do.
Pleasure. It's an honor
because
to be
you know
here.
we're all trying to
fighting-
help however we can. Whether it,
Yeah.
it's an honor to have you here. Always good to have you here, brother.
We couldn't do it without you. We could not do it without you. I'd be driving around in a box cart if it wasn't for you guys.
So inspirational, also, Pete. You're inspirational. But one thing picking up from that, the bad morale. That's why I think we should get these vehicles. Not wait till we got 5, not till we got 10 or more. Get them out as ASAP. I've got drivers. Get them out ASAP. And this, like you said, Pete, about the bad morale. This inspires me even more to get the ball rolling and just get the vehicles out. And this will improve the morale. So it's important. This.
Thank you.
I think, John, I'm with you on that one. Whenever like I hear bad news from Pete, or I see something bad happening on the front or whatever, like I'm like, okay, I just need to work harder now. You know, so I'm kind of getting the same feeling from you. Yeah, it's like, okay,
it encourages, it motivates. I mean, shit, I've mentioned Pete already in a speech I did, and it was just off the cuff, because that's how it is in my mind. You know, it's a daily thing. It's not just, you know, we've worked with all kinds of volunteers out. You know, me and Pete, we've seen the good and the bad. You know, and I've got such a good feeling from this, from Peter, from the. We haven't even met face to face yet. You know, but I'm so inspired and so motivated to help this cause, this fight. You know, and I'm always cautious. I'm always cautious. You know, I get all these requests. Oh, can we collaborate? Can we do this, that? And I'm always cautious, because me and Pete, we know what goes out in Ukraine. You know, not everyone is unfortunately got the best interests at heart. You know,
there are a lot of people that come here meaning to be altruistic, or thinking that they're going to be altruistic, or wanting to help Ukraine, but they come here and they very quickly. It's I don't want to get too deep and dark about it, but there's Ukraine attracts. You know what? I haven't even addressed this ever. Let me just spit it out of my mouth for once. Ukraine.
Here we go.
Here we go. This terrible war has attracted the absolute best and the absolute scummiest of the worldwide society. And unfortunately, people like John's Red Bus and myself have encountered them. I'm not going to say where or what groups that they come from, but there are people that come here, and a lot of the times it's been to boost their own personal Instagram profiles. It's been to boost their own demise. They've come from a shitty marriage. They're an army reject or prison dropout, or a business reject, or a family reject. And I'm sorry for those people. Everybody's got problems, but they come here and they prey on easy money, supposed easy money that the West wants to throw at Ukraine, when money was easily available. And they also come here to try and feel better about themselves, but it's all about themselves. You've got to realize, guys. I mean, Project Konstantin, if I had the time of day, I would put flags and banners all over Ukraine, and put labels on all of our donations, because I want the world to know who Project Konstantin is. But there's no time, and it's not about personal recognition. It's not about the army giving thank you certificates. It's not about them inviting you to the shooting range and taking you for driving the tank. It's not about the thanks. It's about altruism. It's about selflessness. These people are fighting almost on the verge of it. I can't even say the word. I was going to say atomic genocide. Atomic war is a farce. There's no such thing. It's never going to happen. It's a ruse. They're feigning these threats all the time. But this country is so desperately in need, and there are so many people that come here and take advantage of it, and it's disgusting. And I wish they would all just go home. And that's why Greg Terry and I had a stream some time ago, and him and I sent a couple of videos to and fro, and he played them. And it's about trust. If the West will trust people like me, if the West will trust people like Greg Terry and the Greg Terry experience, if the West will donate such vast sums of money as they have, I'm sorry, the West, the world, all of you, Ukrainians too, have donated. If you will trust us so much, if you will trust us with that, and trust us to, we need a patient monitor. Just $3,500, 5 minutes the other night on Greg Terry experience, maybe half an hour, I don't know. And we go and deliver it a couple of days later. I mean, that is trust. If you trust us, you can trust Ukraine too. Just, it's we are grateful for the trust, but it's such a shame that there aren't so many altruists out here. And that's why it's such an honor and such a privilege to know people like you, Sekai, and people like you, John's Red Bus, because we are selfless. John has given up his entire life. He's told me at length about his business and about all the things he could have. And he's had a glitter. What's the word? Don't want to. John's had a very comfortable lifestyle. He said nothing is as rewarding as coming to Ukraine. I cannot wait to be permanently in Ukraine, to help these people on a permanent basis. He says to hell with the Maserati and the Ferraris and everything else. He says, I want to drive my little red bus and help these beautiful people. There is no greater reward. And everything we do, there's a big guy upstairs and he's watching.
He's watching. He's watching
every day. He's watching us and he's blessing us. And look at the beautiful. I mean, I've never imagined in my life I could have such a clean, beautiful, kind-hearted group of friends as yourselves. And I'm speaking to all of you out there right now watching this stream. You guys are absolutely the salt of the earth, and we are so blessed to have you. And Ukraine is blessed to have you. We need more of you. And I'm not talking about your money. I'm talking about your best wishes, and I'm talking about your support and your love and your trust. God help me. Why can hundreds of thousands and millions of people support Ukraine, but there are 5 or 10 or 15 government leaders around the world who want to drip and drip and drip feed us and watch us bleed into the ground? You guys are what, when God looks down on the earth, he's looking at you people right now. He's looking at you and he's smiling broadly.
Well said, Pete.
Thank you.
Well said,
Very
Pete.
well said. Very well,
Well said, mate. And I totally agree with you. Totally agree with you.
Sorry. Thank you. Sorry for my rant.
No, it's not rant, mate.
It's a monologue. It's not a rant. It's a monologue.
Yeah, it's a monologue. I guess it's also a dialogue, because we do get feedback in the chat, and people
True.
are
That's true. Yeah.
Yeah, people care about what you have to say, Pete. Really, they really do. And you have a lot of passion, and you're one of the most dedicated people that I personally know in the pro-Ukraine community, brother.
That means a lot coming from you, sir. That means a lot coming from you. I appreciate that. It means
thank you.
A lot. Thank you. That enforces me. That motivates me even more. And I'm glad I didn't go to sleep. I fought with Jana for 2 minutes before the stream. I said, I need to sleep. She said, "Give it your dedication. Ukraine deserves you. Ukraine deserves your this chat deserves your dedication. Come on."
Yeah.
Yeah. Thank you for being with us, Pete. Thank you, mate.
Oh yeah,
Thank
and
you, Ron.
before
Thank you.
before any of us have to go, because I don't know if
I want to find out one thing.
Yeah.
Okay, I want to find out how
Well,
exactly
all I
is
can say
John.
is in the last few minutes.
Yeah, you go.
I heard my
we got it.
I heard my name.
Oh my word! Look at the the last few minutes, the donations we've gotten in.
5,300 now.
Yeah.
Yeah,
What?
but it was at 4,900
40.
before the stream.
Serious?
Nice.
Yeah.
Wow.
Nice.
Yeah.
Nice.
So we got
to
to.
you people out there. I don't know what your names are, but yes, sir.
Yeah.
Muchas
Thanks, guys.
Muchas
That's
gracias.
awesome.
Yes.
Yeah.
And also just to everybody, want to share one more thing. So I also made a donation while we were here on the stream, and I want to invite
Thank
everyone.
you.
I want to say
Thank
it
you.
out loud. Everybody,
Thank
whether
you.
it's $5, £5, or 50, 100, whatever you can afford. It all adds up, and yeah, I invite everyone on both streams because I have to type this out twice. Otherwise, whatever you can give, it is greatly appreciated, everyone. Thank you.
Actually,
Absolutely.
want to
Thank you,
say,
everyone.
like on that thing of donating, someone commented about a month ago on one of our YouTube videos. The username is Nurse Sean, and the comment was so powerful because I think oftentimes, and I say it as someone coming from South Africa with our really crappy currency, so I donate, for example, £5, and it's for me it's a lot of money, but it's little drop in the bucket, okay? But this was a really insightful thing that they replied, and they said, "For want of a nail, the shoe was lost. For want of a shoe, the horse was lost. For want of a horse, the rider was lost. For want of a rider, the message was lost. For want of a message, the battle was lost. For want of a battle, the kingdom was lost. And all for the want of a horseshoe nail."
Wow.
And that's,
Wow.
yeah. And that's what I'm like, every single small thing that you guys give, even if it is literally a horseshoe nail,
Yeah, it all helps.
It makes a difference.
It does. Amen to that.
Yeah.
I've heard the drop in the pond, drop in the ocean, and it causes the ripples. But yours, Jana,
Wasn't
yours is
mine,
next
but
level.
This is good. Yeah.
Yeah, it's good.
Great,
Yeah. You said it though. You said it.
Okay, I'll take the credit for this, for reading
Take
it.
the credit. Take the credit.
But yeah,
I want
actually,
to say something that I've been feeling guilty about for a long time, and it's something that I feel the community at large, the whole community out there, and I'm pointing to all of you wonderful people who support Ukraine. I've only just recently been blessed with, PK have only just recently been blessed with 2 new volunteers. They are just settling in the house next door. The house has roof caved in. It's going to take several days to become livable, but I'm hoping they're yet to help Ukraine, and hopefully I'll have some more time. But I'm drawn to the guilty conclusion sense in my heart that we just haven't had the resources, folks, to send out patches, bumper stickers, T-shirts, flags, and things like many of the streams and public broadcasters for Ukraine do. And please know that it's on my mind day and night, and we're trying to get it. We want to set up a printing. We want to get it all done, and we want to send out bulk things to America and England and stuff, that all you lovely people can receive something from us. Because if I had the time, or if I had internet on the front line, I would write your names individually on my hand and hold it up to the camera and say thank you for your donation. If I had the time, I would type to each of you. There was a time when we started PK that I used to write to every single person with a video message on email thanking them. But there's just no time anymore. I'm too stretched. But I just want you to know, we'll get there, folks. We'll get there, okay? And and I'll be asking Secular Sekai for some advice on how to do all this, because I'm still a baby on these fundraising and stream things.
Don't be too hard on yourself, Pete. Don't be too
No,
hard on yourself, mate.
No, absolutely.
Thank
You know,
No,
you're
John,
doing a great job out there, mate. Stickers,
I wanna-
stickers. Fighting the orcs is more important than stickers.
Yeah.
Thank you, mate.
Yeah,
And John,
yeah, no.
I haven't had a chance to say it yet. I asked you if you would help us bring 22 vehicles from England to Ukraine. And before I even had the sentence out of my mouth, this legend said, "Of course I will do it." And he couldn't wait to get the yes out of his mouth. So exuberant is he. And so altruistic is he. John, it's a massive undertaking, bro. And John and I haven't had a chat. We send each other voice notes every few days. This is the first chance we've had a chance.
This is the first live interaction.
Yeah, and it's forced upon us by beautiful people like Secular Sakai and Jana.
Yeah, so thank you, guys. Thank you.
John has had John is don't stop trusting him when I say this, folks, but he's a used car salesman. But he's got great contacts, including he's got a great outlet for very good quality cars at
Absolutely.
good prices. He's driven something like 46 or 47 cars to
46,
not one has broken down. And
Correct.
how many of them they get within sniffing distance of Germany and they all go, oh, I used to drive cars over for different charities, and it's happened so many times. John is he's a good bloke. He comes from good ilk, and he comes from good cloth, and he knows what he's doing. And we are blessed to have you, John. Ukraine is blessed.
Thank you, Pete. Thank you, Pete. It's an honor. It's a pleasure to be on board. So I just look forward to it. I'm just looking forward to buying these vehicles and getting them ready and sending them out to you. Honestly, it gives me huge motivation. So.
You know what we should do? Because the Ukrainians are busy. They're too busy. And thank you, John, for what you just said. It might be a good idea to put an automatic broadcast system in each car that takes a video every 3 days of the boys doing a Kazivac or something. And it sends it to PK and Secular and John's Red Bus. You could, and the world can see their vehicles and starting some things in motion. Wouldn't that be great? Yeah.
I do want to say, chat, I do see that you guys are struggling with the donor box link. I will look into this. But if you guys are struggling, please just DM me on Discord or just tag me on our Discord chat on the Discord server, and then I will sort it out so that I can figure out what's going on.
Will good old faithful PayPal be a
it's my problem with people have been donating to PayPal, but Pete, the thing is, it's difficult for me to keep track if there are direct PayPal donations. Then I don't know if it was donated for the general donation fund or if it was for Project Tetyana. That's why I've set it up this way. But
I've found that as well before. If I have like a GoFundMe, I just try and direct everyone there. But it's only if somebody really has big issues that they can't. Then alternative way,
because DonorBox has a pay through PayPal option, and then that money does end up in our PayPal. But I'm able to see with DonorBox that this money was donated, so I'm able to still track it.
Okay.
And I was drawn to this media, this point. It dawned upon me today. I need to say this publicly. PK, you guys, to the world at large, to the beautiful donors at large that are out there, you guys, there's a steady stream of money that comes to PK, and it helps us to maintain our fleet of 6 vehicles. We run 5 4-wheel drives. On average, each one of those vehicles uses between $500 to $1,000 of maintenance money a month. You do, and it sounds ridiculous, but the roads out here are crater-like. They are like the moon, and they eat cars. So these figures are real. Recently, PK has not been involved in casualty evacuations with our vehicles because of the recent advent of the skies being rip-torn with enemy drones. So we've had to step back and let quad bikes and heavily armored vehicles of the armed forces do the Kazivacs for us. I'm still actively involved in videos, in being a combat medic, and I've recently treated a few people. Those videos will follow shortly. Jana, I will upload them to you. But that's just me as a combat medic on the front, on my feet. What I'm trying to say is we haven't had massive outlay of vehicle maintenance money recently, and we were able to use that money. Greg Terry Experience recently a few months ago donated 10 grand to us for vehicle maintenance money. It accidentally went into our official PK bank account. Not accidentally, our official PK bank account when money goes into our charity bank account. It has to be used for charity. Good evening, sir. It has to be used for purchases for the armed forces of Ukraine, right? We can't use it for our own personal maintenance funds. What we did was we took that money. There was $6,000 left. We had made some other purchases. We $6,000 left, plus some of your vehicle maintenance money. And we went and we bought 10 Starlinks the other day, and some other equipment for Schumer's battalion, which we will publish still. So general donations is generally vehicle maintenance, but your money has gone towards Project Tetyana already, and thank you for that, folks. I hope I'm not
Amazing.
Yeah.
Thank you, Petra.
Yeah, just wanted to highlight a few comments we've got from Petra. You did-
Actually, so Pete, you brought it up, but I do want to say that, yeah, guys, I
And
promise
tourniquets.
I
We bought
will.
tourniquets with your money the other day too. We 30 tourniquets.
Yeah.
Beautiful Ukrainian tourniquets arrived yesterday in the post. Thank you. Bought with your vehicle maintenance money, folks. God bless.
Guys, I will sort out the donor box, so please message me in Discord, and I'll have a look at it and find out what's going on and everything. But also, Pete, you touched on it briefly. John, your role for Project Tetyana.
Yeah.
Yeah. How will you be helping us? Because I know you've I know you mentioned something about privately on our WhatsApp group. You said something about going to auctions and so on. So could you just maybe chat a bit about that?
Yeah, absolutely. So as I explained earlier in this stream, that's my experience. That's what I do. Pete's a combat medic. Absolutely fantastic work he does. I was a used car salesman. Now I just dabble just to pay the bills. But but my experience, my knowledge. I can't treat people at the front line. I can't fire a gun. If you were to give me a gun and say, look, reload this, put the ammo in and fire it, I'd be like, so I'm no use on the front lines as such, but I'm of huge use here, because I don't know whether anyone watching the stream knows about how much vehicles cost, especially vehicles that are needed where Pete is. So 4x4 vehicles, pickups, this all filters all across Europe, starting with Ukraine. So you go into Poland, the next country adjacent, they cost a fortune. And because they're in demand, the quality's lower generally, the prices are sky high. Germany the same, France, and then you hit the UK, but because the steering wheel's on the different side, it changes things completely. The prices are far less, but that still doesn't mean they aren't rubbish cars here in the UK, and that's where my knowledge comes into play. So I have access to avenues, auctions, where these vehicles may have some damage. I don't know, a scuffed bumper, a door that needs replacing, etc. But the engines are good, the electrics are good. These are perfect for Ukraine, because people in the UK might be like, well, I want something that's in absolute mint condition. You know, I want something that I can polish every weekend and all this. I'm waffling on a bit now, but you get my drift. I have access to these cars. They're reliable. As Pete said earlier, we haven't had a single breakdown going all across Europe. It takes at least 2 days to travel from where I am near London to the Ukraine border. We haven't had even a single punctured tire. I'm tempting fate now. They're just going to. But you see that Patrol is the first vehicle, and I'm so excited. It's literally it's at my yard, not far away from here, and yeah, it's just I see it every day, and it just inspires me with motivation. And yeah, I just want to keep the bike. So that's my forte, vehicles. But we've done so much to help Ukraine, John's Red Bus. I mean, we do educational events. We visit orphanages. You know, there's just so much. I mean, children are the future. And, you know, we do. It's not just cars. You know, anyone, please look at this. I'm not advertising, but basically, if you want to see what John's Red Bus is about, just go on social media, Instagram, and all. And it's all in
we are posting your link, so you can advertise. So guys, you can go check him out.
Yeah, you can
check out if you want to see. If you don't believe me, go check it out.
John was asked to bring some fridges, donated fridges from England the other day.
Yes.
He looked at his, he thought, I can fit a few in there. I can fit a few more in there. He went out and he bought a few more. He was bringing donated equipment out. And he went out and he bought extra fridges to where did you take them?
I was asked for 2. John Hill told me 2, and I thought, nah, I can do better than that. I can do more. I can do more. We did 6, and there was a bastard volunteer who didn't lend a trailer to me in Boryspil in Kyiv, and that could have been game over. And we ended up having to take another vehicle to Poltava, and our friends there, Ukrainian friends, helped us there with a trailer. We went to Kramatorsk. So, and at the end of it, I was just like so happy. So, you know, it's like any
John,
mission. You got to.
the fridges are feeding internally displaced civilians, if I'm not mistaken.
In Kramatorsk, yeah.
And there's a lot of them,
Yeah.
folks, and the numbers are increasing. John, bless you. What a great thing to be involved in, mate. Well done.
Thank you, mate. Thank you. But vehicles are my forte, my speciality. So fridges aren't. But I have found out. I'm not a used fridge freezer salesman. But I have found out people give away on Facebook Marketplace. I don't know whether you've got that in South Africa, Facebook Marketplace. Yeah. It's a good thing. It's like a car boot sale or a garage sale online, isn't it? It's like, but anyway, people give away good fridge freezers. So I found that out. So I think 2 or 3 of the fridges I got for next to nothing. I had to travel around for them, which, you know, but yeah. But I digress. It's all gone to fridge freezers.
Yeah, John, if you can find some solar-powered fridges, we'd love you.
I'm going to search for that on Facebook now.
I'm not sure if there's a market for that in the UK where John is based. I'm not
Well, there's no
sure.
sun. There's no sun.
That's the whole thing. Like I don't
There's no
think we're
sun.
gonna find it there.
No, they don't exist.
No, it's yeah.
Ooh. Hey, you know,
I'm still I had to plug in my power and my batteries.
Yeah, Sika, you were saying.
oh yeah, I just had a quick question. Actually, this might have been mentioned in the video, but on the donor box link, it shows 22 vehicles, generators, Samsung Galaxy tablets. We got an offer from someone to send one of those tablets, and where they could mail it.
Yeah,
Where they
sure,
can mail it.
why
Oh, Sikai, I'll send you my Novoposta address right now. Is the person in Ukraine or overseas? If they need
This
it,
was someone. This was someone in my chat. So
we need to give you Helena's physical address. In
Yeah, I'll
Odessa.
send you Halina's Novoposta address, Sekai, and then
perfect.
Not
Go
Novoposta,
from
her
there.
physical address.
Okay.
Oh.
Well,
Novoposta. International Post won't recognize Novoposta. They'll have to send it to Helena's
That's
physical
true.
Are you sure?
Yeah.
And then
Really?
I'm sure. Yeah.
Novoposta's only just in Ukraine, but they have started in UK. There's a branch in London. They opened about a month ago.
Yes. Are they open already?
Yeah.
Brilliant.
Yeah.
It's the best. Novoposta is brilliant. You can walk in there with a fridge. You can walk in there with a car door, and you say, "I need it to go to this address." They'll take the money from you, and you walk away. And by the time you're out the door, they've got 3 attendants there, bubble wrapping it, cardboarding it, and it's in the post.
Absolutely.
24 hours later,
It
anywhere
puts
in
ours
Ukraine.
to shame.
The best
I'm
It
not
puts ours to
saying-
shame.
I'm not saying you guys are wrong, but we have received aid from people who only had our Novoposta address.
Cool.
Yeah.
yeah.
So what
Yeah.
happens then is it gets sent to
But
Kyiv,
internally.
and then from there it gets sent out.
Okay.
Yeah.
Right,
So it is
I'm not
possible. Yeah.
educating me now from South Africa.
And-
I love it.
the-
I don't know these things.
the other question I was wanting
Secular.
to ask.
Sorry.
Yeah. All good.
Sorry, I missed.
Uh,
I spoke of you.
Oh, it's all good. The 300 initialization chips. I was just curious about those that were listed.
Yeah, I'm also
on
curious
donor
about
box.
those.
Oh yes, thank you for asking. I should have clarified. These chips. Let me see if I can remember. It was explained to me. Yes. So there is a, and this is, I'm not giving away military secrets here. When there is a, I'm the drone operator.
I'll be back in a second, guys.
And,
Okay.
I'm the drone operator. Then you've got a drone flying 2 or 3 kilometers away from me, and between me and the drone, you've got a repeater, and then somewhere in there, this chip needs to go in, and it's something about encryption and masking and stuff like that. I don't know too much about it, but it's a vital part of flying the drones. Yeah. And for every drone, you need another repeater. And these guys use hundreds of drones a month. It's incredible how many they lose. Our drones get shot down. They get used up as when they're dropping their payloads. and they get captured sometimes. They get shot down by all sorts of weapons by the Russians. So we go through drones like tea bags out here, honestly. But they're cheap. They're far cheaper than human life. So
Okay.
Or through drones like tea bags. In case it's not obvious, Pete has lived in the UK for 20 years. That is why I say
You'll
it's
have to
like
tell me about
going-
that, Pete, sometime. You'll have to tell me about that story sometimes, mate, when we meet up.
Roger that, mate. I was a cab
Yeah.
driver.
Do you
in
miss
London
the
for
Do you miss
10
the
years.
weather? Do you miss the
No.
weather?
No.
What?
So yesterday I was thinking about a grey. Yesterday I was thinking about the colour grey. What, you mean London?
Oh, mate, I have developed SAD. Do you know what that is? SAD.
No.
SAD syndrome. SAD syndrome. Seasonal affective disorder. That's what it is. I have that shit. I have that.
Oh, London. Everybody
We
grey
get summer for 1 month. We get summer for it's all right now, but it's a disaster. It's a disaster.
Kai, have you been to London? Have you been to London? The grey city. They call it the big smoke of all the pollution that's there.
You know, I've been to a couple places, but actually London is one I have not been to.
I've been to
So-
London. I've
Don't
been
come
to
here for the
London.
weather. Come here for the sights, but not for the weather. Come here like now in July, August, but don't come here any other time.
Yeah, there's
I
about
was
3
here-
days of summer now. If you blink, you'll miss 3 days of summer, and then you can leave again. Yeah.
Exactly.
I was in London in 2008 back then, yeah.
Yeah.
Over
How long for?
December time. It was like a
Ah.
few days. It was like a
Ah.
family thing. We were there like touring Europe kind of thing. And my dad was like, yeah, we're going to do this, and you guys, I'm treating you guys, you're gonna have like the typical like English Christmas lunch and stuff. And then he found out how much the hotel charged for that. And obviously exchange rates as well. And my dad's like, yeah, we're not doing that. So we
Christmas
went
is
for a
cancelled.
walk.
Yeah.
Yeah, we went for a walk outside, and I was like, I'm sure we'll find a pub open. I'm like, Dad, even I know London shuts down on Christmas Day. So we didn't know even
Yeah.
public toilets shut down. So my brother is like 6 or 7 at the time. And try
Yeah.
telling a 6 or 7-year-old he needs to hold it in. So it ended up being a very interesting holiday. And our
Yeah.
so that was my experience of London.
Yeah. Have you been to Ukraine, Jana, or do you plan
No,
to?
I'm going in August. Was
Ooh.
supposed to be
To
July.
Ukraine?
Yeah, was supposed to be July.
I'm going in August. I'm going in August. So
Sweet.
Waiting.
Yeah,
Waiting for
boss.
both of you.
Sorry.
Waiting for you. And Sekai, will you come and bless us with your presence, dear sir?
Yes, I am planning to go to Ukraine. It'll probably
Really?
be yeah, I am. Okay, the only reason I haven't been is because, well, like I mentioned, I was making good money, and then
Yeah.
I was basically broke. I was doing fundraising, and then actually I would have
I
been
know
more
what you mean.
active with
Yes.
with a lot of the stuff I was doing.
Welcome to poverty.
Yeah, yeah,
Welcome
but-
to poverty.
but-
Welcome
Poverty's
to
dream,
Project
everybody.
Poverty.
we're all broke, all of us,
Exactly. I was working just to keep like
but we're happy.
yeah, like $100 in my bank account. So now I'm finally making good money again. So I will hopefully by maybe December. Yeah, I'm thinking November or
Please.
December is my goal that I'm aiming for.
There might be a few pops going out in the street somewhere, and a few sparks flying in the sky, Sekai. But wherever we are, you have a home and you have a bed, and you have Blackie and Lucy and myself and the rest of the PK team to welcome you. And we'd love to have you come and stay with us wherever we are.
Absolutely. Thank you. Well, and you guys, yeah, I don't know if it'll be this exact time in August, but yeah, you guys are going to be there. If it's through the 24th,
yeah.
you'll be there for Independence Day.
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, 24th. Wow, that'll be a day.
Yeah.
Hopefully you can get here by then. And Anna and Sekai, the 3 of us, 4 of us.
I'll work on
And
it.
Janina.
I'll work on
Yeah,
it.
we'll
Because
do
I was
we'll
going
do
to
a
go
speed.
on. Yeah, because I just need to work out because like all my and I need to decide that I'm also allowed to take some time off because the kids I teach, they're all like I keep tutoring them and then I'm like I'm sure I can take like 2 weeks off, but it's August is like one of those really dry months where like it's either they have holidays or they have exams. And I don't remember which one of the two it is. But I think they're kind of free during August. So I'm just going to book it and then just go from there. So I will actually contact the embassy this time. I haven't done it yet, but I'll contact them and then sort this out.
Yeah. All right.
And yes, Prometheus, I am planning on attending at least one Free Azov rally in Kiev.
That's good. Yeah. When I get there, I'm planning to go too, because I know, I'm pretty sure every week or pretty frequently Rick is there.
Rick is there, I think, every week. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So,
in the last few minutes, I don't know how much time everyone still has. We're at an hour and 15 minutes so far for the stream.
I've got to go. I've got to go shortly.
Okay.
Me too. Shortly.
In that case, let me take a look. All right. So in the last few minutes, we've gotten a few more donations. So now
we've gotten quite a few more. Quite a few.
Yeah. So
good.
Thank you, everybody.
Thank you, everyone. Send me the money and the cars will come. Simple as that.
They will
Simple as that.
Yeah. So
cars, money equals cars. Cars equal troop transport and drones and drone units moving to the front to defend against Russian aggression. This money directly equates to saving human lives. It's that simple.
Yep.
Innocent civilians of Ukraine. And what a beautiful nation they are. Did you?
And I'll be sure to...
They are.
I was
all good. Yeah, sorry. I was just going to say... Sorry, we've got a little bit of lag. Go ahead.
Sorry.
Yeah.
Sorry. No, carry
John,
on.
if you need to pop off, it's...
I've got 3 dogs. I've got 3 dogs here with me. Anyone like dogs?
Yes.
Look, I've got Great Dane. These 2 are the neighbours' dogs.
Hell, that's not a Great Dane. That's a horse.
That's a horse.
You could tow a truck with that.
Only one of them's mine. Bloody hell! What's he doing? Yeah, I've got to go, guys, in a sec because they're having a party here, and
100%. Thanks for joining us.
Yeah.
Oh no, I can stay on like for the time. Yeah.
Okay. Cool. Yeah.
Is there anything you guys need to know from me before I go?
I think I'm good because we covered the cars and we covered who you are.
Yeah.
So I think we're good. Unless there's something you want to add, or Sekai has stuff.
Oh no, I was just gonna say, I put a few links up for your social media.
Perfect. Thank you.
Yeah, anything upcoming projects or just in general anything you want people to know about if they have Instagram, go take a look.
We're fundraising for trip number 26. So if you go on our Instagram, I think it's like the 3rd or 4th post, you'll see in the little image fundraising for 26, and that's going to be the next big trip in the beginning of August. Donations have really dried up, so as everyone knows, who helps Ukraine. Sorry, I've got this Great Dane. He's literally right in front of me. He's a neighbour's dog. He's not even my dog. What are they doing? Look. What are you doing? What are you doing? Look, what is going on? What? My dog's getting shafted up the arse. They're 3.
Can you block your camera, please?
They're 3 males. They're 3 male dogs.
John, I cannot unsee that.
Yep. Yeah, everybody.
You have Blackie, and Blackie is not fixed. I am pretty sure you've seen worse than that, Pete.
No.
These are 3 dogs. Look at this shit.
I'm gonna turn your camera off for a sec, mate.
Right.
No, but that's funny.
I'm back.
Oh my word.
They seem like pretty awesome dogs. They
are. Get a bit too friendly. So yeah, just to conclude, donations have dried up. We're fundraising for trip number 26. We've got so much medical aid that we've accumulated. It's just money. People ask, John, how can we help? And I say money. If you look on our social media, Pete mentioned trust. And in the last 2 and a bit years, that's what we've built on our social media is such a powerful tool, and you can see in chronological order all the good stuff we've done. So you can 100% trust us. I've never had to really say that you can trust us, but I'm just, yeah, it's money. We need money, and some people are a bit hesitant. Oh, I don't want to donate money. I want to go out and buy a sack of rice or a whole cans of dog food and give it to me. That's great, but it's highly impractical. Give me the money and I will find a way to spend it in the best way. Simple as that.
Yeah. John's reputation precedes him, folks, and he comes to us. He came to us. He came to me from the highest recommendation from John Hill. John Hill is close ties with Jana. Help me out here.
Sourire d'Ukraine. Sourire
Sourire
d'Ukraine.
Sourire d'Ukraine. I can't get that.
Somebody spell it. Sourire d'Ukraine. These
That's,
folks,
yeah.
John Hill, they've approached me. John, they brought over a transit van or Mercedes Sprinter van of the finest chocolates. I'm talking about Lindt chocolates, hundreds of kilograms of the stuff. These soldiers were soldiers on the front line receiving cartons and cartons and cartons of the finest chocolates that money can buy. I mean, it was back a month or two now. And
I'm
they
like,
also
can I
brought us
sign up to
stories and
Zesso as
everything
well
else.
so that I can
Jana's
get some
booking the
nice
next flight.
chocolate as well?
And of course, John Hill, him and I've known him for almost 2 years, and he recommended, said, I need somebody trustworthy to bring my mother to Ukraine. Can you refer me from Poland? My mom came to visit. You all know that, Mama Rose. And he said, if you want somebody trustworthy and gentlemanly, call John's Red Bus. And we did, and that's how we connected. Thank you, John.
I've known him right from the start. I've known him right from the start. Middle of March 2022, we've met, and since that time up until now, we've had the connection. We've helped each other. We've collaborated. There's never been a misunderstanding. There's never been a falling out or anything. He's a good guy.
Yeah.
I'd like to think I'm a good guy as well, and we do good work. So
good people coming together to help other good people. What a beautiful
Absolutely.
So those of you who watch our thank you videos on YouTube, when Pete says thank you John's Red Bus, this is John's Red Bus, and he was
that's me.
referred by John Hill, who is the other John. So I saw another comment, one of the replies, someone was like, thank you John, and Pete. So this is one of the Johns. We've got this is one of the Johns.
Yeah. John Hill doesn't work is not part of John's Red Bus. He's with Sourire d'Ukraine because he lives in France, and that's a French organization. Yeah. But he's a good guy. He's English. I remember when in Przemyśl in Poland near the border, he put me up for one night in the hotel because otherwise I would have been sleeping literally in my bus. He goes, no, John, sleep. And we had there's two single beds. I always remember that. And he's just a guy who would do anything to help out, you know. So I always remember that. A night together in Przemyśl. That was way back. That was, I think, like April, May in 2022. So yeah, we've known each other for ages.
Yeah. And also, real fast, before you got to go, John, I'm also sharing this link, and this is separate from Project Konstantin, but this is what
correct.
You were mentioning a GoFundMe that you've got going.
Yes.
Is this correct, or is this a different?
Yeah, so that is literally to fund trip 26, and it's not to take anything away from the Project 22, but this is what my organization is doing, and I managed to do a YouTube video and put it on there. So watching that video, you'll be able to see it's a really insightful video of what we've done on the last trip and what we plan to do.
Okay, perfect. Well, I just wanted to let people know about that. If you guys are,
thank you so much.
Go support John.
Yeah, go check out his GoFundMe. I'm putting
check it out. But I'm working with this project, and the cars will come. You know, it's just send me the money, and the cars will come.
Amen.
Absolutely.
Thank you, folks. Thank you, John. Thank you, Secular.
Thank you all, and God bless you all for what you're doing, all of you. You know, whether it's from South Africa by digital methods, whether it's yourself, Sakai, from America, I believe. We all help. It doesn't have to be physically there, but we all do our bit.
Yeah, absolutely. And also, it's important.
One more thing. Project Konstantin is regulated by the government. We have the strictest legislations. We are a Ukrainian registered charity. We have to, by law, employ a private government monitored accountant to do our books. and everything is. They are very meticulous with paperwork out here. All I'm trying to say is when people when we say please donate, we know money is tight out there. Everybody's struggling in the worldwide economy. Economy is shitty all around the world right now. I know that. $1 makes a difference. When 1,000 people donate $1 each, that's $1,000 that we didn't have yesterday.
Absolutely.
Don't wait for. And please don't let me tell you what to do. But don't think you need to wait for your payday where you're going to donate $100. Just $1. The more dollars, and when people see stacks of people donating for a single cause, even if it's 50 cents, they go, you know what? There's something here. There's a shitload of people donating to these people. There must be a good cause beyond it. You guys have seen our track records. Let our track records speak. Let the fact that we're out here, that we're all colluding, that's a bad word, that we're all
Collaborating.
We're 100% collude. We just collude with each other.
We wouldn't have been here. People, legends like Secular Sakai wouldn't have hosted us if we weren't good people. Good people doing good things. But we're only here. We're only here doing these good things because of your donations, friends.
Correct.
And and it's shitty that it has to come like that. You've seen me bark and scream and curse at the West for not giving donations, giving their weapons timeously. Their weapons are what weapons and prayer are going to end this war. But what is going to keep soldiers and civilians alive in the meantime, I'm sorry, falls on your hands. No pressure.
Also,
it does. It falls the responsibility, but the choice. Okay, money donations, equipment. They don't have the English tongue. They don't have these chat groups like we have. Nobody watches Ukraine. When Secular Sakai said it in the beginning, when you've got the command of the English tongue, you can command so much attention around the world. Not command, you can get so much attention around the world.
That's right. Bigger audience.
To us. This job is up to us to beg for your help. And it's not easy to beg. I get tired. I've got a headache in my front of my head for 3 days. I haven't slept. But I'm here to beg for your help because, man, there are people dying. And we can't do it without you. I'm sorry, here I go again. I'm envisaging when I drove through Kharkiv. We were deployed to the east about 3 weeks ago, and we drove past Kharkiv. And that massive epicenter was bombed. And how many? 17, 18 civilians were killed. And I was there. I was driving past. I'm a combat medic, and all I wanted to do was turn the wheel and go and dive in there and help. Oh my God, the civilians are being slaughtered, but you guys are helping us keep them alive. And thank you for everything you've done. Sorry. Thank you. Keep doing it, folks. Keep spreading our word if you can't donate. If you cannot donate, just spread us. The world needs to know.
And if you can't donate, also spread the word.
If you can't donate, share. That's what I tell people.
Yeah, absolutely. Guys,
thank you, Peter.
The analogy that Jana used earlier about the nail, the horseshoe, the horse, and eventually all the way up to a kingdom being lost. It's true, and it's not just with a donation, whether it be £5 or £50 or £500. It's also just with sharing and in general keeping people aware of the importance of what's happening in Ukraine, and not just with this war. Donations, the support. Yes, it absolutely is crucial right now during this war, this time of conflict, to get the Russians out of Ukraine. But also, we got to think of tomorrow. We have to think of when this war is over, the security of Ukraine, the prosperity of Ukraine, and really the continent as a whole, until the day that the fake federation collapses and it basically goes complete feudal state status. There will always be a danger of more war. So your support, it helps prevent more conflict.
Yes, absolutely. Very well said, sir. Very well said. Very well said.
I do think we need to start wrapping up the stream.
Yes, I was
because Sekai and I need to be on the shills in a bit.
Yeah, in like less than an hour and a half.
Wait. Really?
I love you guys.
Oh, wait, is it?
My time is.
Thank you, everybody, for having.
My time is weird. Sorry, time blindness.
Thank you, Sekai.
Yeah.
Thank you, Jana. Thank you, John.
Guys.
Thank
you, Peter.
Paul. Thank you all.
Thank you to
for
everyone on board.
Thank you for
Thanks.
listening. Thank you for giving us your time.
Absolutely.
Thank you,
you
guys.
for being here, everybody. And have a great day. Please continue to support Ukraine, support free people all around the world, and Slava Ukraini.
Heroin Slava.
Cheers, guys.
Awesome.
God bless.
Cool.
Cheers. Take care.